If it wasn't for bad luck, you'd have no luck at all. And you hear people say this phrase incessantly, and they think they're down on the luck. And the truth is, you are not down on your luck. You just haven't figured out how you have a subconscious belief system that's changing your reality. Because remember, your thoughts are a vibrational frequency, it is a magnetic field. So remember, there is the amplitude and there's the wavelength of magnetic fields. And your mind is the frequency. Has a polar charge. It makes these scalar waves that affect the ether outside of you. So the matter is formed because the electromagnetic frequency is piezoelectric, right? And it's forming a charge that's changing the light that's emitted out of your cells. So when you believe you have bad luck and nothing works out for you, you're creating that reality. When you actually speak, I don't have good luck, you're telling the universe, I suck. I'm a failure. I'm no good. Stop thinking these things and saying them and expressing them, right? Your words cast spells. They have meaning. Your thoughts and intentions have meaning, and it's creating a vibrational frequency that's forming your reality. And so all it takes is that inner awareness, and this is why I tell you to go meditate, because many of you don't have access to me to realize the subconscious patterns that are going on that you've internalized and are basically running a loop like a flywheel over and over and over, playing on repeat, experiencing Groundhog Day over and over and over. Woe is me. I can't make things work, right? I don't care what your past was. You're a magnetic charge. You forget what has happened and take that up as a learning lesson. You don't have bad luck, period. We can transform that, but you have to become aware. You have to have awareness. You have to realize the universe is showing you a mirror of what needs to change. So when you lose a career and then your perception is, oh my God, I'm not making money. Well, how do you know that universe isn't working through you because you have a deeper purpose for your soul to experience? And that what's actually coming to you is the thing that's going to make you say, thank God I lost that job because it made me step into my power and own my divinity. And the divinity is a set of limitations that you set through your perception, forming the reality in the magnetic field as the light emits. And you can see how that matter then pulls together, right? It's a time clock. E equals mc squared. Energy and mass are interchangeable, where light is the driving factor that forms the matter and makes mass. The things you see, hear, or feel are just vibration, energy, frequency, and vibration. So you can't judge the experiences. You want to chalk everything up to thank you. What a strange gift in wrapping paper. That's all it was. Because now you realize that the next time you're not going to have these belief systems that you once had. Now that's on a subconscious level, right? It's internalization, denial, and disconnection from emotion that are put in the hypothalamus, right? That part of the autonomic nervous system that's making your muscles contract, your blood vessels contract, your bronchioles contract, and creating asthma and anxiety attacks, right? It's raising serotonin, it's lowering your dopamine and making you addicted. There's something I do with patients, and it's called the life or death mode. And I ask the person, are you living life for life? And we do a kinesiological test. And oftentimes when I ask, are they living life for life? Their arm just goes boom. It's an emotional, somatic, visceral response. Their arm just falls to the floor, right? They don't hold that vibrational frequency in their body, in their aura, in their mind. They vibrate on the frequency of death, because when you say, I'm living for death mode, their arm is solid as a rock because they're living in survival. Now, do you have bad luck? Or are you just living life in survival? You're not being proactive. Because there are people out there who started from the bottom and they've built businesses and they do consults and they're charging $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 sometimes for an hour or 2 hour consult. You can't even perceive that. That's like, well, that's what I make in a year. I don't even make that in a year. How's that possible? Who has that kind of money? Right? Those stupid questions you ask are the exact reason why you're in the situation you're in. Now, I get it. There's levels to that. You have to become the person that's supposed to walk through that door. Nobody's just going to give you $50,000 unless you can back up what you're offering. So you have to start in stages. And so it's about developing skills, having a good heart, best of intentions, reading the Bible. What does it teach? A man will live in prosperity who has righteousness, right? Proverbs 21:21. The wealth has started with that concept, but you have to have it now, but you don't change the time clock of the magnetic field and light that emits, forming the reality outside of you, until you change your belief systems. And it can change like that instantly, but you can also have it take a long time. So what is your perception on how this is going to come to fruition? And I get it. You're impatient. You want everything now because you don't want to change yourself. You want to live in the constant derp state with a better surrounding around you. You don't want to become this new, great, powerful soul with the 30 million trillivolts of electricity that can transform matter. You don't want your soul to ascend. You want to stay in a derp state, in a subconscious repression of emotion, and then just have everyone take care of you, not realizing your own power, so you can continue the cycle of reincarnation over and over and over and never learn any lessons and experience what enlightenment really is. Because once you get to enlightenment, you realize that the money never fucking mattered. The beautiful girlfriend or the handsome guy, the prince that shows up, doesn't fucking matter. Your health just came along for the ride. Oh, I'm happy, I'm thriving, I've got everything I can eat, I got all this abundance I can share with others. Wow, who would have thought that my health would have just gone through the roof? And all he ever had to do was manifest and think about the three-legged stool of light, water, magnetism, receiving light, emitting light, forming a magnetic charge within myself, becoming the frequency one with the earth, and holding a charge. See, the water holds a charge. So you look at Dr. Morosu Emoto, and he wrote a book about water and the frequency of water and how it carries a charge. And that charge changes based upon fear, sadness, worry, not just in us, but in plants and other organic matter. So it changes everything. A plant will die if you tell it you suck enough, but you tell it you love it and how amazing it is and how beautiful it is and thank it for its oxygen. It's a different story. It thrives, and people are no different. We don't want to beat people up because they believe their life sucks. We want to encourage them. But at the same time, sometimes you got to ditch these people. You got to get rid of them because they show no signs of change. And so it's not right to help them. You have to inch them along, right? You give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach him to fish, he eats for life. You got to give people the tools, and they have to suffer through enough pain that they're ready to take massive, massive action on their life. And now that soul's unleashed and becomes powerful. That's the ticket. And this is how we create a better world, because you can't change the world. You can't force it to change. But you can change yourself and then invites other people to do the same. And all you ever had to really do to realize you didn't have bad luck is do the right thing by putting your shopping cart back. It starts with little things. By seeing the person that's struggling to get across the street because they have crutches, stopping the traffic for them. Doing the little things that add up. And it's not like, oh, I'm going to pass it on. I'm going to buy the next guy's cup of coffee. And you're buying some cup of coffee for the guy behind you that is a multimillionaire just to do a nice deed. And not to say it's not a nice thing to do, but how much impact did you really make? A little bit. You did a good deed. But like, there's so much more massive action that you can take. And that action starts within you and passing on the knowledge that you created because you didn't think that you had bad luck. You knew that you were in control of your life. You knew that the divinity and the perception of life was within you that made a charge. So realize that you don't have bad luck, and it's just accumulation of bad belief systems that were taught to you from society, from church, from school, from institutions, right? Many of these things are control structures. They don't want you to thrive. They don't want you to realize there's power within you, that your mind is the access to enlightenment and the kingdom of heaven. Because as you become conscious, the subconscious mind becomes suppressed instead of the other way around. Right now, your RAS system can only see this, right? It's only seeing right here, right? You have blinders on over here. And it's about me, my life sucks, I want, you should take care of me. When the reality is, if you saw the whole picture of how everything was interconnected, you're just moving through space like the Matrix, dodging and weaving all these events because they're not meant for you, because you don't have the magnetic frequency to experience those things that are bad luck. So it's like you're just a deterrent for those things. You're not the magnetic vibration. You just had to change the way that you saw the world, because as we change the way we view the world we view changes. You never had bad luck. You don't have bad luck. There's fate that's going to happen to you, which you probably think is bad luck, but it's actually happening for your waking. It's not a prison sentence, it's a lesson. And then there's your destiny. But the amazing thing, the difference between fate and destiny, is that fate's what happened to you, but destiny's where you end up because you didn't take the bait of the bullshit from the bad belief systems you inherited in your DNA from the lineages that was 5 or 6 lifetimes ago, or 5 or 6 generations back. Just because your parents were a plebeian doesn't mean that you're going to be a plebeian. Just because your parents didn't have children doesn't mean that you can't, right? Or vice versa, right? Just because your parents had children doesn't mean you have to have children. Your soul has a unique vibrational print. And that soul affects the cell's vibration. And that vibration in the cell can't live in you, and yours can't live in me, and it's unique to the soul. So you have to own that and not judge what other people are experiencing in their life and their timeline. Yours is different. Your time is coming. But in order for your time to come, you can't just think, I have bad luck, and live in death mode. You have to live in life mode, taking action, seeking the people that you know can help you, attending events, learning to public speak, developing skills. And I don't give a shit what the skill is. I might be a doctor, but you could be a plumber, electrician in the trades. You could be a farmer. It doesn't matter. It's all business is scalable, and it's about doing the right thing and building relationships, and over and over and over, eventually you scale these things to massive companies and massive profit centers that then you can do other life passion projects if you want, right? You know, you look at Habitat for Humanity. A lot of people think that's a great cause. But you're giving something to somebody that never really earned it, and then they have to pay the taxes on the house that you gave them for free, and they didn't have the job or the means to take care of it, so they didn't pay the taxes, and then they got taken by the government, and they're back to square one because they were still in a derp state, and you never taught them, so you really didn't do shit to help society or the community. You temporarily put a Band-Aid on things. That's not the answer. The answer is to pass on the knowledge and teach the person to fish for themselves. They have to want it. And they have to want to change. They have to realize their power. And sometimes they got to get smacked upside the head 1,000 times until they finally fucking get it. And that's fine. That's love. It's tough love. But it's love, because that's what lightens the soul. It's how you learn lessons. People don't take action unless the gun's to their head, unless they're on a spiritual path. Now it's a different story, because everything is a learning lesson, and they thrive on receiving bad experiences because they know it's just going to elevate them to the next level. And the egoic things that you get in return, because you seek and want nothing and attract everything, just start showing up because you're the magnetic match. You're the vibrational match. You're the person that was supposed to walk through that door. The power's in here in your heart, and it was right in front of you. And God has always been inside you, but it's been hidden from you. It's been suppressed. Own that. Realize that it's light, water, magnetism, and the three-legged stool of energy, frequency, and vibration, light, water, magnetism. And it's that is actually creating the good and the bad. There's no difference. And when you say things like, fuck my life, if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Government doesn't want me to get ahead. Corporations suppress me. They have their boot on my neck. I was born a minority. We're just meant to be peons. Nobody likes us. We're not supposed to be successful. These are the things that you say that actually are true because you say them. You're casting that spell out into the universe. So you don't have bad luck. You just have a poor belief system and poor mental state. Reflect on that and you can change it. But until you own that, you will only eat for a day. You will never be able to fish on your own and eat for life. And the only limitations in life are the limitations that you set through your perception that are forming a vibrational match because they're held in the hippocampus as a memory, constantly running the flywheel of magnetic attraction. So decide that today that you're done and you're not going to be a chode and you're actually going to live through your heart and do what is asked of you without judging it and allow the universe just to bring you the right experiences till you transcend and don't care about money, love, and health, but you just embody them.